overwhelming majority of people need to stay home and get well.
Pediatric clinics are being absolutely inundated by parents fearing their children have the swine flu virus, but that can certainly be the wrong thing to do.
K2 wants to know, when is it the right time to take your child to the doctor? On your side, investigator Dan Tilkin has some guidelines parents might consider.
Right. A pediatrician told us that 20% of fevers, coughs, and body aches are seen right now. They are from the swine flu. The rest from other viruses. Still, so many parents want to have their kids tested for the swine flu, but that's simply not what doctors are going to do for most kids.
Oh, okay. Is everybody decent? Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Kaya and Tanner Young are at Kaiser Permanente for their 4-year-old checkups. Dr. Luann Nilsson thinks she knows what else is on their father's mind.
What do you think I'm getting asked all day long, every day? When's the swine flu shot coming? You haven't even gotten to that one yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the swine flu.
You aren't?
But plenty of other parents are.
We're not able to test patients other than hospitalized patients, but and that's the recommendation because of all of the cases. There would be too many.
Oregon health officials have designated 30 hospitals and clinics across the state as sentinel providers. They take samples from patients and send them in for testing so the state can track the extent of the flu.
Very good.
It might be less.
While most doctors likely won't test your child, if they have certain symptoms, a trip to the clinic may be necessary. They include fever of 100 or above if the child is less than 3 months old, fever of 104 or above if the child is more than 3 months old, fever that lasts more than 24 hours, difficulty breathing or breathing much faster than usual, symptoms that are severe or have lasted more than 10 days. But for most patients, children or adult, doctors say stay home and get well with rest, fluids, and fever reducers.
Of course, there are going to be some people that are going to be sicker than their parents are used to seeing them or they're used to being, and then, of course, they should be contacting their medical providers because there certainly are patients that should be seen that may have a complication or may have pneumonia.
And there is a lot more to this list.
Okay. There's only one point I really wanted to make by making this video. According to K2 News, there are only 30 hospitals designated as sentinel hospitals in the entire state of Oregon that will be receiving blood samples to determine if indeed someone has H1n1 swine flu. Okay. Bear this in mind when you see them popping off with 30%, 40%, 50%, whatever the next number of the week, because if you watch the news, their numbers are changing constantly. Day by day, the percentage changes. You know, I just saw a K2 News story that was talking about a few hundred children are at a school because of swine or because of flu-like symptoms, and then they go into talking about H1n1. Okay, this kind of thing makes people think, well, oh my God, all those kids are getting swine flu. Okay, if there are only 30 hospitals in the whole state that are receiving samples and then they're shipping those samples off via snail mail. Okay, something I've researched on the internet, and I've actually talked to a doctor about it too. The scientifically accepted standard for determining the pedigree of a virus is to look at it with a high-powered microscope, so you can actually look at its DNA, like a scanning electron microscope. Okay, most hospitals don't have that equipment, so bear this in mind when they're throwing out a statistic in the news or something. It's just scaremongering. These guys are peddling the H1n1 vaccine like a $2 whore on buy one get one free day. Okay, most of these doctors are just blindly following the CDC's recommendations at face value on faith. Okay, something a lot of people also need to understand, this is not just one vaccine. Okay, this is 5 vaccines. Okay, GlaxoSmithKline and Baxter International and 3 other companies I can't remember the name of right now have all gotten proprietary swine flu vaccination contracts where they make a specific version of the swine flu vaccine, and then it's proprietary, meaning they don't have to tell doctors and other people what is in the shots. Okay, please do a Google search on thimerosal or mercury in vaccines as a preservative. Also, look up the adjuvant called squalene. Okay, squalene is used. It's found. It occurs naturally in humans and some fish, some sharks, I think it is. Okay, it's used in makeup products. It's awful fine and good if you don't inject it into the bloodstream. This has hardly been tested on humans, and they're using massive amounts of this chemical in these vaccines. 5, plural, vaccines. So when they say get the vaccine, it's not the vaccine, it's 5 vaccines that are all proprietary technology developed in secret, and the companies don't have to say what's in them, because, you know, that would be an infringement on their copyright, blah, 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 their profit margin. Let me translate that from corporate bullshit to English. It's their profit margin, okay? Now, yeah, just be careful, people, what you're putting in your body. Something else, if you don't know this already, if you're not educated about this issue, this one point I'm about to make should make you think twice about getting one of these 5 vaccines. 5. Okay, and here it is. Kathleen Sebelius, the woman that's in charge of the Department of Health and Human Services, made a public statement that government officials and manufacturers of the h1n1 swine flu vaccine, or vaccines, she didn't say vaccines, but there are 5 of them, okay, have legal immunity from prosecution. That's right. You don't even have a legal recourse if this flu shot hurts you. That's right. No legal recourse. You cannot sue.